Yo, what's up lads? It's your king once again made a return, and he has yet again returned to the channel. So ladies and gents, so you may ask, Lukey, what are we doing today? What are we chatting about this time, Lukey? So, you may be asking about that. So, I'm actually talking about a certain thing that I really like. You know, if there's anything I like, I love Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm a really huge fan of Thomas, and I also like Queso and his Twitch streams. It's really great and I really like it. But if there's anything that Queso likes the most, he likes Chris Redfield. However though, I might accidentally trigger Queso today, because you guessed it, you probably read the video's title, and you probably know what's gonna happen. And the video's title is Thomas the Tank Engine would easily beat Chris Redfield. So you may be asking, how would the E2 tank engine that was made 1945 to 2026 could be a character from Resident Evil? Well, if you're wondering how is it possible, well, let me explain, and I'm gonna prove how Thomas the Tank Engine could beat Chris Redfield. Now, let's begin. So yeah, this is not even close for the first part, because Thomas would instantly destroy Chris Redfield due to him being really fast. So, you may be asking, how fast does Thomas go? Thomas goes about 30 to 70 miles per hour. Thomas goes about 48 to 130 kilometers per hour, which means that Thomas could easily beat Chris Redfield in a race. I'm not even joking. So, you may be asking, how fast is Chris Redfield? It's pretty simple, honestly. Chris Redfield can actually run up to 43 kilometers per hour and 27 kilometers per hour, which means he can actually outrun like some nerd character that I don't even know, BOWS. I don't even know who that character is, but he can't even outrun Thomas, because Thomas would instantly squish him, by the way. Like, here's an example of Thomas being really fast.
Why?
To see the Fat Controller.
Spencer snarled.
You're going to tell the Fat Controller about that silly scrap engine. I'll get there first to make sure your plan doesn't work. That engine will be sent to the smelter's yard, where he belongs.
So Spencer pumped his pistons and clickety-clacked after Thomas. Thomas heard Spencer's wheels whooshing and whirring behind him.
I'll puff hardest, I'll chuff quickest, I know I can.
Thomas and Spencer had the race of their lives. Thomas steamed over bridges and wheeshed through tunnels. He slipped through junctions and raced round bends. Spencer thundered and roared, but he couldn't get in front of Thomas. At a junction, Thomas puffed ahead. Then he turned quickly onto a side track. Spencer thundered on, then screeched to a stop. Spencer reversed back to the junction. He raced after Thomas along the narrow track. The rickety old track went over marshland. Thomas knew that it was the fastest way to Knapford. Thomas huffed and Spencer puffed. Spencer was closer and closer. Then there was trouble. The track was broken and Spencer was too heavy. With a creak and a crack, the track snapped beneath him. The mighty Spencer slid into the muddy marsh.
Yeah, that's my proof of Hero of the Rails. Now before you all say oh, but Thomas got a head start. True, that's true, but Spencer goes 125 miles per hour, and he still couldn't catch up to to a tank engine. I know that actually sounds crazy, but seriously though, Spencer needs more puff. Anywho, speed is out of the way. On to the next one. Strength. I don't even need to compete this, and I don't even have to explain it. Thomas is a lot stronger than Chris Redfield. Like, Thomas pulls like freight cars, passengers, and all that stuff. Chris Redfield, he can't even pull anything. Sad, right? Anyway, that was a quick one, so yeah, let's move on to number 3. Who weighs more? And you probably know this one. Yeah, so, yeah, Thomas easily wins this. As a matter of fact, he easily crushes Chris Redfield. Because he weighs a ton. Like, I'm serious right now. He weighs a ton. And I'm not even joking. He weighs about 52 to 53.6 long tons. He could seriously squish Chris Redfield and turn him into a pancake. Like, that actually kind of surprised me in general. Anywho, so you may be asking, how much does Chris Redfield weigh? Well, there are actually a few things that he actually weighs. He weighs in, like, different games, by the way. He weighs about 100 kilograms and 220 lbs. Yeah. And here's his other weight in the other games. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Thomas easily takes the win here. Like, Jesus, how much has that E2 tank engine been eating? It's too fat, I tell you. Too fat!
Rubbish, said Thomas. You're too fat. You need exercise.
Alright, so this one's not going to be unfair, unlike the last 3. So you may be asking, who is more popular? Chris Redfield or Thomas the Tank Engine? Well, after doing some research, here are the results. Yeah, I wasn't actually going to expect Thomas to win this again. Thomas at least won like 4 times a row. 4 times in a row. Like, I'm not even trolling. It makes sense that Thomas is more popular because he's been around for like 1945 to 2026, so it makes sense because he made like $1 billion, which is actually crazy because Thomas is really successful from the classic and hit era series and maybe the Brenner era. I'm not a big fan of the Brenner era. But still though, that is crazy. I tell you, crazy. Yeah, I think Thomas completely wins it here, but however though, there's one more and final thing how Thomas the Tank Engine completely crushes and easily wins Chris Redfield. And prepare yourself, because ladies and gents, things are about to get really ugly here. And I'm not joking. Finally, but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce a thing called power. So, you may be asking, who would easily win in a fight? Thomas or Chris Redfield? Now, all of you will be saying, oh, it's obviously Chris Redfield, he has guns, knives, and all that stuff, and whatever the hell he has. True, but however though, I mean, however though, Thomas is more dangerous than you think. Now you may be like, oh, is it the creepypastas, or is it all that other stupid crap that these dumb fans do? No, it's not that. It's the show itself that literally actually did something so insane. I'm not even joking. I don't even know how this is managed. It's like, I don't even know how to say it. It's so impossible. I don't even know how to put it. He literally broke his own universe. A matter of fact, I'm gonna let this guy explain why Thomas the Tank Engine is dangerous. Well, in the CGI series, not in the classic or hit era season. Yeah. Anywho, let me show you what I mean by this.
However, his greatest power output is the time he physically broke the fourth wall by hitting a high note. He literally broke his universe. This would unironically put Thomas on a cosmic level of damage output. Thomas, the goddamn tank engine, could probably kill Thanos with a high note. And all of this is just canon Thomas. If we do an amalgamated Thomas using all of his depictions, canon or not, we can include Thomas's birthday wishes, where he can straight up change his biology with magical wishes. And he can wish for anything. And I mean anything. And imbue himself with the powers of Superman, which he has used before.
In final conclusion, this proves that Thomas the Tank Engine is better than Chris Redfield. I'm sorry lads, but this is the way it goes. And Thomas actually won by 5 and Chris Redfield has 0. Which is actually impressive. Because Thomas is like... I think Thomas is just basically the main character of this world. As a matter of fact, he's the main character of fictional characters. So you know what? I think that's the way to put it. Anywho, it's not even close, and I'm going to end this video right now. So see ya, and also Chris Redfield, cry about it by the way, bud. Cry about it.
Do you even care about our mission anymore? Shut up! I feel sorry for all the men that died believing in you. What happened to the legendary Chris Redfield, huh? What happened to you? It's a good thing Finn's not around to see you this way.